We are here today for two reasons. The first and most immediate reason is to stop the release of Gregory Vogelsang back into our community. And we will encourage everyone at the end of this hearing to attend this parole hearing in the building behind us and oppose his release. Gregory is someone, that hearing, by the way, is at 9 a.m. Gregory is someone who was convicted of dozens of counts of child molestation, of kidnapping against 5 young boys in Citrus Heights, which is a community that I represent. And he is not someone that should be released back into our community. That is why he was sentenced to 355 years to life in prison. And we are here to strongly state that he needs to remain behind bars.
About a month ago, I received a phone call from a prosecutor from another county who told me that she had some very bad news. And she asked me, were you the one that prosecuted David Funston? And I said, yes, I was. Well, they just granted him parole. And to my shock and disgust, I realized very quickly that despite the fact that he was sentenced to multiple life terms, this parole board thought it was appropriate to let a pedophile who readily acknowledges that he is still sexually attracted to children out of prison. God bless the Placer County District Attorney for coming in on that case. And fast forward just a couple weeks, and now we stand before you to understand that yet another pedophile who earned 355 years to life in prison has been granted parole, and perhaps today will be affirmed and be released back into our community to prey upon children.
The California Board of Parole Hearings, under the authority of Gavin Newsom, has made a decision that puts our communities at risk and reopens wounds for victims and their families, granting early release to convicted sex offender, someone sentenced to 355 years to life for the repeated molestation of young boys is not justice. It is a failure of leadership. Let me be clear, when the system prioritizes offenders over victims, it breaks the very trust it was built to protect.
Yes, sir.
This issue is not abstract for me. As someone who was molested as a child, I understand firsthand the lifelong impact the abuse leaves behind. It doesn't end when the crime ends. It follows you.
It does.
In your thoughts, yes. In your relationships, in your sense of safety. And for many survivors, healing is a daily fight.
And let us be clear, what this governor and the supermajority in Sacramento have given to the people is that the only life sentence that is given are to the victims and survivors.
It's true.
Predators like David Vogelsang and David Funston and Gregory Vogelsang now have the chance to re-enter society. And everybody showed up here today to say no more. No more. You are not welcome back into society.
I don't give a damn about the rising costs. I give a damn about these victims.
Seriously.
That's what's important. That's what's important. Look, we live in an unaffordable California. Let's get that straight. But when we say, what about the rising cost? That is so disconnected to the pain that we are feeling. That is so disconnected to the problem that we have. The rising costs are not a factor in here. The factor is that we're letting them out to re-traumatize other folks. The problem is we're letting them out to go seek other people. So the rising costs, they don't matter.